Good morning. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sydney here with you. It's a chilly Monday morning. It's like 13 degrees Celsius here, which is different in Fahrenheit, but in any language, it's effing cold. So guys, today what I wanted to talk to you is an observation that I made on Saturday night, which, you know, sometimes after you've taken the red pill and after you've become aware of things, and then you see a particular situation unfold, you're like, oh my God, this is everything that I've seen going on, everything I've been talking about, everything I've been hearing about. And that exact scenario happened to me. What's going on, Underdog? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So, I was out to dinner, right? And it was, funnily enough, guys, it was actually an anniversary dinner. A couple of friends of mine got married about a year ago now, and they had a traditional ceremony at home. They're Asian, and they had a celebrant there, but then they asked me to be the MC for the actual event, right? And of course I was flattered, and of course I said yes, and of course I did a spectacular job. But that's not what we're talking about here today, is it? What we're talking about is the fact that when I went to this anniversary dinner, there were two people there that had kids. Now, there was a young boy and a young girl. Now, one of these girls, I think she may have been a single mum, but she's actually a really lovely girl, quite genuine, works hard, and when I've seen her with her kid, with her young son, she's very good, she's very nurturing. So, you know, I don't know what happens outside of the realm of social engagement in public, so I'm not going to comment, but it seems to me like she's one of the better mothers, right? And there is a male role model in the house, and he's masculine and he's genuine, so, you know, it's a good thing. Now the other one, she had like the green contacts in, you know, to make her eyes pop out, to be more attractive. I saw her swiping on Tinder while she was at the dinner table, and I didn't realize that the other young girl who was there was hers. This young girl's probably sort of, you know, maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, you know, walks around, talks, emotions and personality of self. I know younger kids have that as well, but it's really starting to come out. And someone said, oh, is that your daughter? This is after we all left and we all walked outside and we're all standing around. And I'm telling you, this young girl had been impeccably behaved all night. Not kidding, right? No messing around, no playing on the iPad, no saying, oh, I want to go play. Like, just sat down, was quiet, behaved herself. And I thought, man, you know what? Like, if only all kids were able to be like that. And then when we're outside, someone said, oh, is that your daughter? And she goes, yeah. And this blew me away. I said, she's a really beautiful kid. Because, you know, this young girl can hear what people are saying about her. She can understand it. She can process it. She can remember it. It creates emotions and feelings, right? And I genuinely meant it when I said, she's a beautiful young kid. She's genuinely a beautiful person. You can tell she's got a good soul. And I want to nurture that, right? And it would be the same with a boy as well, right? Exactly the same with a boy. If I saw the same sort of behavior, the same sort of soul from that person. So I'm trying to give the kid encouragement, right? You know, genuine, you know, heartfelt support. You know what the mother turned around and said? She goes, nah, she's a shithead. I was like, what? What the fuck did you just say? And then you know what happened? That I caught the daughter's face, and she just got this really sad look on her face. And I was like, man, in that moment I realized all you've ever tried to do is please your mother. And you're being good for your mum, you're trying to do everything for your mum to make your mum happy. And she turns around and calls you a shithead. And she turned around and she goes, "Oh, Mom, don't say that." Like, she was begging and pleading. Like, you could tell that it actually genuinely hurt her. And the mum goes, "Oh yeah, you're all right." And just sort of like grabbed her and just pulled her into her leg and just sort of like this, you know, almost strangling the poor girl around her neck. And I was like, yeah, great way to raise a child, idiot. And you know, I know there's so many of you guys in here who have had shitty mums, right? That haven't supported you and haven't been encouraging. Look, right after I said that, Jimbo came in and says, "I got sick of fighting with my mother a long time ago." It's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. And whether we like it or not, and I'm not shitting on people, right? I'm not shitting on all women, okay? And people always seem to think I do this, right? It's typically the women that come in and get angry at me, or a couple of soy boys once in a while. But we know that women have a lot of estrogen running through their body. Men have a tiny bit, right? It's part of the natural balance. And men have a lot of testosterone running through their body, although that's decreasing due to several factors, including more chemicals and more soy in food and our food and water supply. Although scientists are scratching their head, can't work it out. It's like, well, yeah, well, you're part of the problem. But estrogen is a hormone that creates emotional response, right? So the more estrogen you have in your body, the more likely you are to work off a lot of emotion rather than a rational response. And that's why, you know, women, particularly in times of crisis, rather than looking for logical solutions, they want to talk about their feelings. And we know this, and women even know this, right? There's none of us play and act like, you know, what I'm saying isn't true. So no disrespect to anyone, but that's just how it is. It's biology, you know, we can't change it, so we've got to work within the framework. And when you don't have a rational partner around, when you're looking at fatherless homes, when you don't have a rational partner around, or you do, but the irrational partner amongst the two of you decides to stop allowing the rational partner to make decisions about the welfare of the child, and stops the rational partner from saying, well, hey, maybe we should do things this way because it's a good idea. That's it. Extraordinary Self just says, hey man, I'm an 18-year-old. I don't ever remember my mom ever encourage or support me, man. It's terrible. Extraordinary Self, it's good to see you, buddy. As an 18-year-old, man, you're going to get a lot of value out of this channel. And do go back through some of my videos if you think that if the title grabs you and it resonates with you. It's really good to see a lot of you younger guys watching this stuff, because I've got a lot of life experience that I can share with you, and a lot of knowledge that I can impart to help you guys out wherever I can. Dynamite Rabbit says the same selfishness that drove their decision to divorce their husband drives their habit of neglecting their children, especially if they remind her of him. That's a big thing, guys. You know, I've just talked about emotional response. I've just talked about estrogen and how that impacts people's you know, judgment and the way that they make decisions. Right? If you've got someone who's emotional and then they have a negative emotional feelings towards someone, and that someone is the father of their children, and those children look like their father, that woman is going to, on an emotional level, often treat the daughter the way that they want to treat the father. which is with contempt, dislike, hatred, and vitriol, happens a lot. I actually saw this situation, and this is before I started this channel and before I truly understood what's going on with women and you know, how it's impacting kids. I sort of understood it at some level, but not at the level I understand it now. I was walking through Blacktown Shopping Centre, and there was this man and this woman, this girl and this boy, right? Family of 4. And the mother and the daughter were talking, and the daughter's obviously said something. And the mother turned around and went whack and just slapped her across the face. And this daughter like reeled back in shock, and you could just see like this mixture of shock and hurt and fear and anger and upset and all of these emotions just charging her in that moment. And she just burst out crying. And then she started trying to express to her mother how she didn't like it while she was in that state where she was bawling her eyes out. And she like hit her mum back on the arm, and the mum turned around and went whack across the face again. And I was like if I'd been right next to them, I would have probably floored the mother. But I was one level up, and I was looking, you know, with shopping centers, they've got like the open area where you can see all the way from the top level down. I was at the top, like I was at this level, and the one level down, and across that gap, I could see it all unfolding. And this girl's petrified of her mother, and the mother is just beating her around the face. And the father was there and did nothing. You know why? Because he knows that she's just going to react even more and more and more and more and more violently every single time anyone steps up to her. He needs to get those 2 kids and get the fuck out of there. I'm telling you right now. No joke. Dynamite just says most women don't really have a clue what they want, but they'll blame everyone around them, including their own children, if they think they're not getting it. Yeah, and look, I unfortunately I do see that quite a lot, particularly when it is a single mother household. Particularly then, if there's a man around, sort of create a bit of equilibrium in the house. It's typically not so bad. But when there's no father around, it's just mayhem. Like I know one single mother, and she was complaining for months about how, you know, the father of her daughter never got involved, and how she was always, you know, having a go. She never got. She's saying, oh, you know, he's never involved. He never wants to take my daughter. He, you know, he doesn't pay child support. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. And yeah, look, he was a bit of a. I mean, she fucked a douchebag to begin with. It's kind of her own fault that he doesn't pay child support. She knew that he was an alcoholic gambler. Like, come on, what did you expect? Seriously? Really? Anyway, I digress. The point that I was getting at. What was the point that I was getting at? I don't even know. Oh yeah, that's right. So, you know, she fucked a loser, and she actually asked me for advice on this guy before she even started dating him, and I said, stay away. Right? I read the profile, I looked at the pictures, I was like, I don't have a good feeling about this. You need to keep the fuck away. What'd she do? She went and got pregnant to the guy, went and bought a house, and let him live rent-free with her. Idiot. And now, of course, she tries to make up for the absence of the father by buying all these toys and cluttering the house with shit she doesn't need. Kind of ties into some of my other videos, hey. Sorry guys, bear with me a sec. All right. So yeah, so she's fucked the loser. She's had a kid with the loser. Right, and I don't use that term generously, right? He genuinely was a loser, right? Just as I'll call any woman out as a loser. So I'm not shaming any guys here, just because they're guys. You know I don't do that. And she was complaining that this guy doesn't, you know, spend time with the daughter. But then, when he started spending time with the daughter, she was saying, "Oh, Stella doesn't want to come home. You know, she doesn't want to come home. She wants to stay with him." And it's like, well, weren't you complaining that he doesn't spend time with his daughter? And now he's spending time with his daughter, and now you're complaining? Like, what do you want? Like, do you not want him to be a part of his daughter's life? She goes, I guess. What do you mean you guess? You either do or you don't want it. Right? You don't get to just fucking wave a magic wand and say, "Oh, I want him to not care about his kid today, and I want him to care about his kid today." It doesn't work like that. And this is the kind of irrational, emotional thinking that goes on in the heads of some of these people, particularly the ones that haven't done any personal development work or any self-reflection. And guys, look, you know, I was even maybe a little bit like that before I'd done some self-reflection. But I was able to rationalize things and put it together. And now I've got a better, well-rounded picture. And I know I don't always articulate things maybe the way that I'd like to. Might come to me later, it's like, oh shit. But I can't undo these videos, guys. They're live videos. That's the thing about it, right? Battle of the Will says, "I know how this kid feels. My mum hit me all the time. She said it was her right as a parent. She tried to stab me once. It was quite a prolonged attack." Man, Battle of the Wills, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. But to the rest of you guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why it's so important that that you don't put a woman in a position, especially if she has any of the red flags that I typically speak about. Things such as monkey branching on a regular basis. Things such as, you know, having a phone blowing up with notifications from all these guys. If she's married to her smartphone, right? If she's got kids to different fathers, if she tells you you have to pay for everything and she never offers to pull out her wallet, right? If she tries to shame you when she doesn't get her way, these are all massive red flags, guys. Stay away. Stay well away. Oh, we've got Ansel Neil here, a new subscriber. Good to see you, Ansel. Hope you enjoy my content, buddy. We've got good stuff coming to you every day. Now, Ansel, I did mention last night that I may be taking a couple of days off. So if you've just subscribed today and you don't hear from me for a couple of days, please don't unsubscribe. Literally just been doing this every day and just smashing it for a couple of months now. So, you know, sometimes you need to recharge, and all my guys, all my subs often tell me to take some time and recharge, and I often say no, but you know, I think got some stuff coming up in the next couple of days where I really need to focus and re-energize. So I will definitely be back. Please don't go away. And that goes to all you guys. I appreciate you all. Dynamite Rabbit says, "Battle of Wills, my mum has always been very kind but still finds passive ways to use me in order to make up for my sister's stupidity." Yeah. And you know, Dynamite, that's kind of a parental thing. You know, you've kind of got to utilize the tools at your disposal to try and balance things out and help everyone and keep everyone at some sort of level. I guess it's kind of like emotional communism. You take from one and give to the other. Dynamite says, "My second ex-wife slashed me with a chef knife once though." Wow. Wow. Underdog says, those abusive mums have one thing in common. They think that they're big and we're small. She is smart and we are dumb, and they're right and we're wrong. And this is what they're being indoctrinated to think. For those of you guys who haven't seen my video, check out MGTOW Uni Indoctrination. Sorry, MGTOW Uni, aka Feminist Indoctrination Centers. It's very, very eye-opening, if you will. And if you've seen my back catalog as well, you'll know I talk about this regularly, and it is a huge problem. It is genuinely something that's going on. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna grab my balls. No, I'm not talking about my testicles, man. I'm talking about my protein balls. Oh yeah, gonna grab my balls and grab my spaghetti bolognese. And I'm gonna get to work, because that's what we men do. We hustle, we work, we build, we create. And you know, when we create something, we nurture it, and that includes children when we're allowed to see them. All right, guys, if you want to donate, you know what to do. I've got the crypto links and Patreon below. If you want to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, or Minds, feel free to do so. If you guys are on Instagram, I posted a couple of really funny posts over the last few days that I think you'll appreciate. So go check that out, instagram.com/sydneymgtow, username sydneymgtow. If you need to email me for anything, sydneymgtow@gmail.com. If I don't reply straight away, I'm not ignoring you. I've just flat out at the moment, so I will get to them when I can. But I really appreciate you guys who are always sending me good stuff. Oh, and one other thing. I have a friend who goes to Griffith University, and he actually extracted all the content from the consent course that he is required to do as a mandatory prerequisite for his degree. So I'm going to be plucking out all the good bits from that, and I will do a video on that another time, but I just don't know when that will be. Anyway, guys, sorry, I just saw something. Shaking my head, just shaking my head. All right, guys, I'm gonna take my chocolate salty balls. If you're a South Park fan, you'll get that reference. I'm gonna bounce. So check out the description below. And guys, also please, if you're in Sydney, I want to see you at 7:30 on the 10th of May, this Thursday, at 10 Shepherd Street, Chippendale, for Stand Up Men's event, which I will also be attending. I did MGTOW, How to Be a Man, What Your Father Never Taught You. Peace, guys.